a traditional sherdog. But it's a good example of conservation of material. On the backside,
She's not here.
I think if she said it's okay for me to turn it over. This is handmade felt on the back. The front, I think, I don't really know this, I think it's bought commercial felt. But if you notice, this is a reciprocal of that. And there's nothing goes to waste. Everything is used. Despite the design, everything is used. And if you notice, the triangle here is a reciprocal there. Reciprocal. Nothing goes to waste. And if you go to all the work of making the felt, felt like this has been made. If you go to all the work, you don't waste anything. You don't throw anything out. We've had rugs in the past which have little bits of unmatched felt which are in the rug. Nothing goes to waste. And what I'm standing in front of, it's a type of reed screen that goes around the outside of the yurt. Now we'll go to those two cases over here. By the way, here's a picture of our son, Matt, who's 6'2", perhaps fewer. The reason I've mentioned that is that you get the dimensions. This is a modern reed screen in portrait fashion, made by probably a skilled master maker of reed screens. And the person you're seeing in the portrait is Yuri Gagarin, who was the first person ever to go into space. And that was probably in the 1960s that this was made. But this is in the storeroom of the old historic museum in Bishkek, Kyrgyzstan. And we saw some old pieces, not in this picture, but the staff showed some old pieces that they had. And this is Lavia Antipina, the mother of Kyrgyz ethnography, but her life stories were different stories. Very interesting. She was exiled to Kyrgyzstan, which is on the periphery of the Soviet Union and borders on China. We'll not go into that here. Now we'll go to these two cases over here. These two bags are called oak bashes. Oak bash. Oak is okay. That's the way it's spelled, okay, in English. And oak bash, what does that mean? Well, bash means head, chief, or head, top. This is in, and bash, and oak is okay, means a roof pole. And where it sticks into the tundra, the arch, the circle, which is at the top of the yurt. And these cover those on migration. And the tassels hang down and wiggle as the camel walks. And these are really decorative. And most dealers don't think these are oak bashes. But that's what they're called, and that's what they're used for. Because, the dealers think that because they were not photographed. They have no photographs of these in use. But Bieber Akhmadoeva and Lavia Antipina both said, that's what they are. That's what they're used for. Sure. Well, I think just because we don't have a photograph doesn't mean that's it. That's what these are. And the horse tassels hang down and they wiggle. Go to this one now. This is a first reed screen that we ever had in our collection. And we bought it from a Bay Area rug dealer who had it. And he owned it with a person in London who knew about it, and they bought it in the parking lot of an auction house in Stuttgart, Germany, in 1993, I guess it was. And it was restored in London If you look at the back, it has a panel on it. It's been restored. That's in quotation marks. And this edge is put on, and the plain part has been taken off. They call that restoration. I like to quote Jocelyn Powell when she says, "It is what it is." Well, this is what it is, but it's restored in London. Let's see. Now I guess we'll go back to the other felt rug. Sorry. This is called Alakia's technique. It's not the same technique, but a similar design. You notice the reciprocal design, and you see some ram's horn design, or some people even consider this the mother goddess design. I would not go into that either. But this rug was made by a different technique completely. The unspun raw wool was put on the floor, and then the design was put on the top of that. And that's where the irregularity comes from. And this is a very different technique, but with a similar purpose, to make a felt rug on the floor. And that kept the cold out from the ground inside the yurt, of course. Let's see. And this piece over here is the kind of raised screen one sees from the inside of the yurt and would go around the outside. And the diamond pattern matches the crisscross of the outside of the framework of the yurt. And so you see this from the inside of the yurt, the illumination being from the hole in the top. And that's why it's so long, and these would overlap. There would be several of these outside. They're called the kanachi, unlike the other reed screens, which are called ashkanachi or chirmikan. Chirmikan means decorated. Decorated. You see the plain and you see the decorated. Each decorated piece has a plain extension. Let's see, now we go to tent pans. What do you do when you live in a yurt and you have a 40-foot tent pan and the Soviet Union requires you to move onto a collective farm? What do you do with a tent pan? Well, for one thing, you cut it up into pieces and you sew it side by side to make a carpet for the floor of the concrete block building you're going to live in all year round. All year round, when you're a herdsman, nomad, sure, and live in a yurt, well, collective farms are really changed. And so we have a rug made of tent pans, segments of tent pans, sewed by side. And that's what you do with tent pans when you're a nomad and you live on a collective farm. And some of those are here. I guess these are some. And they're encyclopedia of Kyrgyz design. If you look at a tent pan from end to end, you see all the designs in the Kyrgyz literature. This is a chavadan, and most people have not seen this, but a chavadan can be thought of as a small rug or, more usefully, as a pillow. And the chavadan would be folded down the middle, sort of, and then there'd be a third piece, which we don't see here, on the floor, on the bottom. And it would be not like this, it'd be a plain woven thing. And then it would be stuffed, and it could be a pillow for 3 people. 3 people? Sure. And we have some pictures which are excellent. I haven't looked at them all, but this shows a tent pan. And something I should point out, that a pile tent pan, made of pile,